What's up, everyone, and welcome back to the Leftovers podcast. I'm Joe.
I'm Charlie.
And it has been a big week for football.
Indeed.
And a very happy week for football for myself. Started off with Liverpool getting in the Champions League. Then in the middle, we had Man United bottling the Europa League. After they mocked us for going to be in the Europa League next season. We weren't.
Good evening.
And then the end of the week, Man City bowled the Champions League. You love to see it. Yeah, I love to see it. But anyway, all jokes aside, Villarreal did deserve to win. Likewise with
What I don't
Chelsea.
understand is Rashford had his worst game of the season, and the fact he stayed on the pitch past 90 minutes is a joke. Any decent manager takes him off after, even at half time, but at least after 60 minutes, he was absolutely god-awful. And then when he needed a goal, he takes off Greenwood, who's been their best player, and he's the only man that can actually make it past someone. A fucking Fred.
I don't think that was. I did think that was
a 5-yard pass.
I did think that was stupid. But
what a clueless manager.
I think with the Rashford thing, I think Rashford's that player that can just even if he's having a poor game, he could just score. He doesn't he could just score potentially, and I think that's why he kept it on. And I don't blame him for that.
He was losing the ball all the time. Even I would have just dropped to a two up top with Greenwood and Cavani, and then brought on Van der Beek or something.
Yeah. I mean, Man United overall just weren't great.
Awful.
And the best part about the game was the penalties. And they were just going back and forth between great pens. The only one that I can really remember, besides the De Gea one, that wasn't great was the Luke Shaw one, because I think Rory should have saved it. But no, the penalties were absolutely top quality. But Villarreal won their first. I think that's their first ever trophy, actually. Villarreal. So full credit to them, and to do it against a team like Manchester United is very strong. And Unai Emery, what was that? He's like 400th bloody Europa League win now.
Mm-hmm.
But no, yeah, it's his fourth one. And yeah, full credit to Villarreal. They had a great season in the Europa League, and probably deserved it just because of how
Man United
were.
Second in the Premier League, loses to 7th place Villarreal in the Liga. That tells you something about Man United. Shit.
Yeah, exactly. Couldn't put it.
But at least Ollie's coaching staff. Shit.
But yeah, Man United were not good. Do you think he should have started Dean Henderson? I know with the benefit of hindsight, we can turn around and go, if he did...
Oh, that penalty shootout. I knew David De Gea was going to miss it. He looked so unconfident.
He looked nervous, didn't he, when he went in there? He wasn't looking at the ball, he was looking at the ref, and he just...
Oh, do you know what's even more embarrassing on his part? Did you see the leaked picture that came out of David De Gea's penalty notes for the Villarreal?
Oh my god, yeah, I did.
Yeah, I think it was like Parejo or something. He said one of them. It said he shoots central and then he dives right, and then Parejo shot central and scored.
Oh my god!
And he dived right. That just shows you. That's why he hasn't saved a penalty since 20.
Did you just forget about them?
2014 or something. He hasn't saved a penalty in 6.5 years.
That's ridiculous. That's actually ridiculous.
He is such an overrated keeper. It is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's actually because he was a brilliant keeper.
He's a brilliant keeper. He's so good with his legs, but with his hands and penalties, he's awful.
I think the last couple of seasons he hasn't been great, and I think Dean Henderson...
If I'm Ollie, I'm getting rid of David De Gea. Yeah, you've been great. You've won the Premier League with us. Obviously, you joined you in 2011. Blah blah blah.
Oh no, Charlie has cut out. That's one thing. Crap.
It's just never going to happen. Dean Henderson should be and will be the number one, and De Gea should just go. He's just not good enough. I'm sorry, but there's no excuses for that, because that's why you get paid. He's the most expensive player they've got. He's on 350, 400k a week, and he does that. That's why you get rid of players. You can't. I don't care if he comes out with a
in
bullshit apology. That's why you get paid.
In fairness,
It's his fault.
goalkeepers. No. Yeah, I get it. He didn't save 11
It
penalties.
should never have gone to penalties anyway. But when it does, it's down to
no.
him.
He didn't save 11 penalties. I get that, but he is not. You can't blame him for the penalty that he missed because he's not. He's a goalkeeper. He's not meant to take.
No, that's not the problem. No. You don't blame for the penalty he missed, but obviously, yeah, it's a penalty.
And
He should score. But yes,
there definitely were a couple where he was close to them.
He should definitely should have saved at least one.
Yeah, but then you could have said that with Rui as well. Like he should have saved Luke Shaw's one.
Yeah, but they won, so no one gives a shit.
Yeah, but then like you're just like it's just been you're just saying that because they.
But he scored his penalty, so it kind of doesn't really matter, does it?
But that's not the point. That's not the point. Like
but you say goalkeepers aren't meant to take penalties, but the Villarreal keeper scored his and David De Gea didn't, so that's the difference. At the end of the day, he won the Europa League for them, and David De Gea was after 120 minutes is the reason they've lost.
Yeah, but you can't blame David De Gea because I'm
not solely blaming him, but for the penalties, he should be saving at least one. For the money he's on, for how good he is expected to be, and it's a final, and you get paid that amount of money, you're expected to save at least one of them penalties. Like Dean Henderson would have saved one of them penalties easily.
Who'd have thought that I would be, back in Man United at the moment? Who'd have thought I'd be like?
He was a great keeper. He's just Cristiano Ronaldo ended his career in that 2018 hat trick. He's been crap ever since.
Yeah, I did think that after that World Cup,
Ronaldo absolutely embarrassed him.
Like he just hasn't been the same keeper. Like he's just gone downhill.
Just embarrassed him. It was the fucking penalty, and then it was the goal, which was basically David De Gea's fault. He literally just spilt it, and then there was the free kick, which David De Gea was completely positioned awfully, and that was just basically something.
I'm not gonna lie though. No keeper like the free kick was just brilliant anyway. Like
but his position was terrible.
I know,
even if it was more
it doesn't
central.
matter because he wasn't gonna save it anyway.
You would expect from a keeper to be in a better position.
God.
You still
he wasn't
don't
going to save it, even if he went for it though.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying he should have saved it. I'm saying he should have been more over to the right. Is what I'm saying. Like a keeper, with a brain would have been more over to the right because the wall was nowhere near where the keeper was. But he wasn't. Yeah, I'm not saying he should have saved it. Of course, no one's going to save that unless you're like ridiculous. But
then you're like, but then you're making something out of nothing because if you're like, he wasn't going to save it, but his positioning was still put. Like it doesn't make any sense.
No, it makes perfect sense because you should have the IQ to be.
But then you're saying
in a better position.
Then you're implying that if he was in a better position or if he was in the right place.
I'm saying if you're a goalkeeper, you would be in a better position because then you don't get mocked of you're in a crap position anyway. I'm not saying he should have scored. That's not a thing. I'm saying from a goalkeeper's point of view, he should have been more.
No, Charlie's cut out again. Apologies for this, guys.
But he still was miles. He's done it loads of times before, especially after that.
I would like to point out as well.
Let's move on from David De Gea.
Yeah. I want to quickly point out as well, Charlie. Do keep cutting out every now and again. But
you're fine with me.
Oh well, on my end, you keep cutting out every now and again. But it's fine. It will be fine. But yeah, let's move on to the Champions League, the one that people actually care about. It was an all-English final. It was Man City's first appearance in the Champions League final against Chelsea, who had already beaten Man City 2 times before in their previous 2 meetings. And I don't know, I felt like there was more people expected Man City to win more than people expected Chelsea to win. I went in it thinking, actually, you know what, Chelsea could actually do this, and they did because Kai Havertz. I don't know what was going on with the goal in terms of the Man City defense. It was all over the place. Like Shevchenko and the gap between Shevchenko and I think it was John Stones.
It was just a great ball by Mount and just like Shevchenko wasn't the best.
No, I laughed when I saw him crying to get the goal. I was just laughing because I'm like
I'm just like, why aren't you starting Cancelo? Like, what are you doing?
And again, like we've had this time before with Pep and Man City in previous Champions League games. It's his team selection. We always question it,
mate. Do you know another thing that happened? I watched thingy on True Geordie. It says He played 60 games this season with City.
Yeah, 59
Every
of them
single game.
59 of them have been with Fernandinho or
Rodri,
Rodri.
and doesn't
this
play
this
the one game.
The one game he
and
doesn't
they
play in
lose.
both. Yeah, he doesn't
It's
play.
how easily did Jorginho and Kante win that midfield battle?
Kante was the best player on the pitch, bro.
Ballon d'Or,
He covered
Ballon d'Or,
everything.
fuck Lewandowski, Ballon d'Or.
He covered the entire pitch, bro.
If France win the Euros, Kante gets the Ballon d'Or. There's literally no debate.
Yeah, he's definitely.
I know Lewis been robbed, and like Ronaldo was robbed in 2018.
No. Let's be real here. Lewandowski would have won the Ballon d'Or last year.
Yeah.
100%.
If Messi deserved to win it last year, they would have given him the Ballon d'Or. That's 100% what would have happened. It's just corrupt.
The
only reason Ronaldo didn't win it in 2018 was because he left to go to Syria. Like
that was the one where Modric won.
Modric won it, yeah. Like, Modric was an absolute farce. He wasn't even in the following years.
It was only because of how Croatia did in the World Cup. That was it.
Yeah, I know, but even he wasn't their best player. It was fucking Perisic. Ridiculous.
Well, whatever. But yeah, again, Pep was overthought it, and his team selection was questionable again. Like we've seen this, before in the Champions League, and he's come out and obviously defended his selection. But I mean, you need that defensive midfielder in Fernandinho or Rodri, because it's worked all the time.
It stabilises the midfield.
Yeah, exactly. You need that defensive.
And he controls the midfield. Who do you put in midfield? Foden. He put De Bruyne as a false 9. Then he put Foden, Gundogan, and
it would have been Gundogan. Let me have a look.
Foden, Gundogan, Bernardo Silva.
Bernardo Silva started. Yeah, it was been Bernardo Silva, Gundogan. Let me see if I can find it.
Foden. And then your front three was Mahrez, De Bruyne, and Sterling.
Yes, you're correct. Yeah.
But Reece James absolutely pocketed Sterling.
Well, I think
did a really good job as well.
Chelsea's defense was immense. Like you could if a ball came
what does he play? 3-4-2-2, whatever it is.
What 3-4-2-1?
3-4-2-1. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Because it was Azpilicueta, Rudiger, and was Thiago Silva until Christensen came on for him.
Yeah.
They were the back three. Then you had Reece James and Chilwell as wing backs, and then it would have been Kante and Jorginho, and then Werner, Mount as
Havertz.
and then Havertz up top. Yeah. For some reason, it's not letting me click on lineups, but it doesn't matter. We already know it. But yeah, the goal was brilliant. Brilliant through ball by Mount, and Havertz just went around the keeper. That was his first Champions League goal as well. So not a bad time to get it. Man City as well only had one shot on target the entire game. Like that is
even Werner should have scored that chance. Remember, he had a typical Werner miss again.
I didn't see the. I came back literally like a minute before Havertz scored, so I didn't see the majority of the first half, but.
Bless, there was a bit when it got squared to. It might be on the highlights, and literally Werner he went to swing it with his left foot and hit his right foot. And it went backwards. I was like, oh my god!
Sake.
If he made contact with it, it was a good go. It was a goal.
Oh yeah. But yeah, Man City only have one shot as well. Like you would expect more from them, but they just weren't. They just weren't good at all. Man City.
They needed to start a CDM and play Aguero. And if he swapped Zinchenko for Cancelo, he swapped Bernardo Silva for Fernandinho or Rodri, and then he played
Aguero.
Foden at left wing instead of Sterling because he's been crap, and then he plays Aguero up top. They win the game most likely. Fucking oh my god, terrible from Pep, and it was terrible from Ollie. Manchester
is neither blue or red. It's just grey.
Just a dull, boring waste of fucking football space.
Exactly.
Embarrassing.
But I can't remember what the figure was. There was another thing since Pep's been in charge, Man City have spent over €1 billion on players, and it's
Yeah,
like
yeah, it was in pounds, it was like 800 something million.
yeah. But like over €1 billion in players, and they are yet to still win the Champions League. Like you would
Did you see after the
expect
game? He was
much
like,
more.
when he got knocked out in the previous years at City, he was like devastated on the floor, like shit. And after this game, he was just like laughing, like, "Oh, well done, Chelsea, well done." Tuchel went and shook his hand, didn't look disappointed at all. I was like, what's he thinking? Like, don't worry, I'll come back next year with Kane and fucking Haaland and all these players, and we'll win it. Like, I don't understand. Like,
Well,
that's probably what he's thinking.
I
He's
think
probably
it's
like,
also
I've lost. What do you want me to do?
I
Like,
think
it was completely his fault.
it's also the fact that it's the final though. I think it's like yeah, you can literally you could say yeah, it was an improvement. It's an improvement to the previous seasons. We've finally made it to the final. We've taken a good step. The next step is now just to win it.
These games define you as a manager and as a player.
Yeah, but Pep's always been a fraud, so it's fine.
Fraudiola, mate, that's what he is.
Fraudiola, yeah. Klopp's
He's always gone.
Klopp's better than
He's
everyone.
he's managed at Barcelona. He only won because of the
Also,
players.
yeah,
I mean, you can't say like you can't really say that only because of players because you can't win with it without players. So like, I'm not really going to dig into it, but obviously you got to think for like he should have at least won one Champions League with Bayern and City, and he didn't win zero.
At the moment, he has 1-0, correct.
I think.
Quick question as well.
Right.
Would you take Pep or Klopp?
Klopp, hands down.
Okay, yeah. I think it's just because the football he plays, but it's also the fact that he can do it without the money. Like like that when he took.
I
over
genuinely
Liverpool,
think if Klopp was City manager, they would have won the Champions League by now.
Oh yeah, I agree.
People pick Pep and call him arguably the best manager of all time just because of his unique way of playing football, and then when it works, it fucking works good. But
oh yeah.
But like the other day, he just proved when it doesn't work, it can go horribly wrong. He went all out attacking basically in that game. Didn't play a single CDM. Just played his two centre halves, and that was it. Even the wings, even like Zinchenko was basically playing as a left winger, and it left. That's why Mount was so easy just to thread that through ball straight to Havertz and just went and scored because they were playing not counter. They were playing like attacking on ultra attacking the whole game, and he thought let's just go. He was thinking this game like let's just hammer, let's just embarrass them, let's just win 5-6-0 and smash them. Completely backfired. Tuchel absolutely masterclassed him, and that's what he did it again. Hat trick for Tuchel, and he's just made him look stupid now. He's beaten 3 times in the league, in the cup, and now in the Champions League. And Pep's just like, fucking hell, what have I done? And he was just smiling. But to be honest, though, it was their first, like, Paris Saint-Germain, Spurs, and City, all their first times in the final, they all lost. And then, so, I'm not saying Spurs, but you think Paris Saint-Germain and City are going to get to a final in the not too distant future again in the Champions League. So, and you would fancy them, especially if City signed a Kane or something, or if PSG sign a Ronaldo, or whoever, if they keep Mbappe, then they expect them to win it, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
But I do think English teams will dominate for a while now, just because the giants of Spain are pretty dead now.
Was Zidane's left Real Madrid? Koeman
Allegri was going to go, and he's like, no, U-turn off to Juve.
Yeah, back to Turin I go, mate.
Back to the old lady.
Well, also Aguero is signed for Barcelona. We are recording this also late Monday evening. It's a bit later than usual. We do apologise, but Aguero has signed a 2-year contract at Barcelona now. He has said that this is the best club in the world, which is a bit
scripted, absolutely scripted.
A bit awkward, bearing in mind he's a City legend, but whatever. And it also contradicts the reason why they sold Luis Suarez as well at the start of last season. Like they were like, it's
too old.
It's too old. They just signed Aguero, who's literally like the same.
They definitely only did it to keep Messi there. Let's be real.
Oh well, I don't know. Oh, what you mean, sign Aguero?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought you meant sell Luis Suarez. Okay, yeah, good point.
No, he's like really his best mate to Suarez as well.
Yeah, that's why I was like so confused. I was like, wait, what? But yeah, agreed. Yeah, definitely.
And then Suarez goes and wins the La Liga, so there you go. Yeah. Have that, Barca.
I would love it if Aguero now wins the Champions League with Barcelona. Like first season, bam, Barcelona win the Champions League again. But let's move on to the England squad, or the provisional squad for the Euros, the Euro 2020, aka Euro 2021. But Gareth Southgate decided to delay his 26-man squad and has given us the provisional squad, which includes 7 more players. Includes all 4 main contenders at right back.
New
Trent,
debuts.
Trent, Walker, Trippier, and Reece James. Like Charlie said, some England debuts for the likes of Ben Godfrey and has Ben White hasn't been capped before, has he?
No.
No, because I think he said he was crying, wasn't he, when he got picked. And I think also Aaron Ramsdale as well has been capped before. But yes, 7 players will have to make the cut. Charlie, what 7 players do you think will get cut? So we start with the goalkeepers because one's obviously going to have to get cut. I think this is pretty obvious.
Ramsdale.
Yeah, I think Aaron Ramsdale will get cut. Nothing against him or anything. I just, I mean, I prefer Jordan Pickford to get cut just because I just think he's overrated.
He's going to start, isn't he?
He'll probably start. Maybe Dean Henderson has a chance, but I think
Pickford... Nick Pope would have started, but you know.
Yeah, I think Nick Pope would have started if he didn't have the surgery. Yeah, agreed. This is where it gets a bit more difficult, though. The goalkeepers is an easy one. The defenders, my God, like you're just, I don't even know where to start. Shall we do the right backs, because I think that's the main talking point. There are reports that apparently Trent is gonna be cut from the squad, which is absolutely ludicrous.
I'm gonna say who I think the 7 players should be cut from the squad, and then we'll think who.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Go for it.
The 7. So 1, Aaron Ramsdale. 2, Ben Godfrey. 3, Ben White. 4, Calvin Phillips. 5, Bukayo Saka. 6, Ollie Watkins.
Okay.
And 7, one more. I've got 3 goalkeepers.
It's gonna have to be a right back, Charlie. It's gonna have to be a right back.
How many right backs have we got?
We got 4. You've still got 4. Trent, Trippier, Walker, Reece James.
I'll go with Trippier then. Get rid of Trippier.
Okay, there's only one that I would disagree with, and that's Ollie Watkins.
Yeah.
I think because then you've only got Kane.
Maybe James would Prowse.
I think James would Prowse potentially. Yeah. How many midfielders
would you take
is that?
out then?
1, 2, 3, 4. That leaves us with
your CDMs 5. Are like you've got Henderson and Rice. You don't need Calvin Phillips.
Rice, yeah. Henderson can play there, so that's fine. Jude Bellingham, Mason Mount, and Jesse Lingard as your midfielders as well. But then you've only got can anyone else play there?
Your CDMs, Henderson and Rice. As your holding, you can play Mount and Bellingham.
But can you play anyone? What I mean is can you play anyone else at centre midfield?
You play Foden and Grealish.
I don't know.
And then your wings are you can switch between Foden and Grealish. Mason Greenwood. I'll take him out.
I'd probably take Mason Greenwood out over Ollie Watkins. But I don't know.
Because we're now forwards. Because this is my starting 11. Okay.
Okay.
Pickford.
Okay. Right back.
Right back. It's
difficult.
I would actually start Reece James.
Fair.
Reece James. I would still take Trent, but I would start Reece James.
Yeah, no, that's
just because I think he's a mix between Walker and Trent.
I think Trent could probably be if you want. It depends. It depends what tactics you want to go for.
If your balls into the box are being crap all game, and your set pieces aren't working, or you need a goal, you bring on Trent, don't you?
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, he's probably one of. Out of them, he's one of the best free kick takers in the sport.
Pickford,
James,
Reece James, Maguire, Stones, Shaw.
Yeah.
And then I'll go 2 of Mount and Rice.
Okay.
And then I'll go 3 of Grealish left wing, Foden as the centre attacking midfielder, Sancho on the right, and Kane up top.
Okay.
Foden and Grealish can just swap left wing or centre attacking midfielder.
Yeah, that's true.
Sancho and Kane have to play.
Yeah, they can.
Yes, the
rotate
CDMs is just a different thing. Just because I would start Henderson, but he's just come back from an injury, so that's why I'm starting Rice and Mount, because Mount can play it as a holding midfielder.
I think.
And it's
Well, I
a bit
think
defensive.
so you're saying we're going to play 4-2-3-1.
I like Bellingham as well, but I just think because he's young, like you need a bit more physicality.
So you're saying we're playing 4-2-3-1.
Yeah, or 4-3-3.
I think we'll be playing 4-3-3. So
I think against Croatia we'll go 5-3-2, to be honest, because Southgate's a pussy.
I think we'll go. I'll do our formation as a 4-3-3. So I'll go. I want Henderson, but he's going to pick Pickford. So Pickford in goal. Right back. I mean, you can literally pick anyone at right back. I'll go Reece James as well. But it literally could be a toss up between any of them. Centre backs. John Stones and I'll go Harry Maguire. And then left back, I don't really know. I think I don't know. I think Ben Chilwell has a good chance as well. To be fair.
Yeah, but I just think because Luke Shaw's been immense this season.
Yeah, but I think because Ben Chilwell's won the Champions League, I think he'll start Luke Shaw just because he's had a bit more of a rest, though.
I actually think he'll start Chilwell.
I think he'll start Chilwell, but I think in the first game he may start Luke Shaw just because he's had a bit more of a rest than Chilwell. Then the midfield three, I'll go Declan Rice, Mason Mount, Jude Bellingham.
Jude Bellingham, okay.
If not Jesse Lingard, but Jude Bellingham. And then forwards, Kane up top, Sancho on the right, and Jack Grealish.
Yeah. I'm not starting Rashford or Sterling. They've been shit all season. No, actually, that's not true.
No.
Rashford's been good all season. Not all season. Rashford's inconsistent.
End of the season.
Rashford's inconsistent and he's just not reliable. Sterling has had a crap season. But I just think Grealish has got more talent, natural talent, and he's just He's just a better player.
Okay, so we're pretty much agreed on the starting 11. And
so you want Bellingham, and
I would take Bellingham. I
don't mind starting Bellingham. I think he's a great player.
If Henderson's fit enough to start, then I'd probably swap him out for Bellingham. Like I'll swap Henderson in for Bellingham, but just because I don't know Henderson's fitness, I'll put in Bellingham. Just because he's an absolute baller as well. But we're pretty much agreed on the starting 11 and the 7 players that could make the cut. But yeah, there's reports that Trent will be cut from the squad, which is absolutely ludicrous, and Southgate should get sacked, and I hope we don't make the group stage if we don't get out of the group stage if that happens, because it's an absolute joke. But to end off the podcast, we are doing another tier list, and we are doing the major Premier League signings of this season, and how well we think they did overall during the course of the season. So not every transfer is going to be on here. It's just the Premier League major transfers. And let me just quickly set the screen, Charlie, so you can see as well. Not every single Premier League transfer is going to be on here. It's just going to be the main ones. And there's no particular order as well. But as you can see, we have got 5 tiers. We have got awful, pretty self-explanatory, poor, average, played well, and then signings of the season.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so to start off with, we have got this is Vinicius, the Tottenham striker, on loan with an option to buy permanently. I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
Your thoughts, Charlie, on Vinicius?
He's got decent stats. I would put him in average. He doesn't play, well in it. And obviously, they play Kane a lot.
Yeah, they do play Kane a lot. I mean, I think the only reason he's got good stats is because he got a hat-trick against that, very low league team in the FA Cup. And he like fully celebrated like he scored in the Champions League final, but I would probably put him in poor.
Poor or average?
I
I don't mind.
I would put him in poor just because I just don't think he's played enough either. Yeah, I don't know. Gareth Bale.
Average.
I'd put him in average. That's Tellez. I'll put him in average. Yeah. He's had his good games, but he's just been too inconsistent and hasn't really lifted Tottenham to where they could have been. And I think his fairy tale return didn't go according to plan. Alex Tellez.
Poor.
Poor. Yeah, hasn't really played much just because of Luke Shaw's form, really. But yeah, just poor. Ben Chilwell.
Played well.
I agree. We've played well. I think, got them to a Champions League final as well and won it, so can't really complain. Diogo Jota.
Played well.
Played well as well. I agree. Had a good start. Unfortunate with the injury in that nothing group stage game. For God's sake, Clop. Anyway, Van de Beek.
Poor.
I forgot he even played for United. Cavani, free transfer, played well.
Played well.
For free transfer, can't go wrong. Edouard Mendy for Chelsea.
Played well
as well. But, to be fair, I think it's going to go downhill soon. But yeah, definitely we're liking this. Ruben Dias.
Yeah, that signing up there, baby. Signings of the season.
I was going to point out they did concede more goals this season than they did in the other two Premier League winning titles under Pep. But yeah, sure, we'll put him up there.
He's been amazing for them.
Dokere.
Poor.
Oh yeah, poor.
Yeah.
He's often to do with awful, but yeah. Gabriel.
Poor. He's not awful. I'll put him in poor.
I'll put him a bit higher up in poor. But yeah. Regulon, poor.
No, he's been average for them. He's been good for them.
Mate,
I've
the
watched
last
him.
2 games he's pretty much scored own goals. Like
I know, but that's 2 games, which is across the season. Like he has played. He's
I'll
not
put him
poor,
in
trust
average
me.
then, but he's going lower.
He's been a very good asset to them.
Thiago Silva, been plagued with injuries, unfortunately.
He's played well, and he had
a really poor first game, and then he's just been
Brom.
plagued with injuries like since. I'd put him in.
He's played well for them when he started, but I'd put him top of average, bottom of played well.
Yeah, I was about to say I'll put him either top of average or bottom of played well. I'll put him top of average, but if we want to move him, Ziyech.
Average. He just hasn't played enough. He's a quality player, but when he's played well, he's played well. But
Ferran Torres.
I think next year he'll definitely get.
Well, I don't know. Maybe I think they signed. I think
he's just getting used to the Premier League because obviously he's come from Ajax, isn't he?
I think out of all the players that they signed last season, he was the one that didn't make sense to me. Because I thought if they're going for Kai Havertz, why would you have signed Ziyech? Like it just didn't.
It doesn't really fit into He doesn't fit into
the team.
A 3-4-2-1.
Like at least Havertz is like kind of versatile. Ziyech.
He can play centre attack and midfield, but Mount's unplayable, and then obviously he plays well on Havertz all the time, so he doesn't really get much game time. But he's more of a winger.
Ferran Torres.
I think when he's played well, he's played really well. He's got his hat trick. He's scored loads of goals, but. I would put him bottom of play well, to be honest.
If we do, I'll be happy to do that, but then I'm moving Thiago Silva up.
Okay.
I think that's fair. Kai Havertz.
Played well. Just shit start, but he's played for like ever since Tuchel came in. He's been amazing.
Average.
When did Tuchel come in?
Tuchel came in like it would have been
February, March.
Let me have a look. When did Thomas Tuchel join Chelsea? Oh well, that fucking helps, doesn't it? It just says 2021. Well, we know it's this year then, don't we? Let me have a look. Towards the end of January.
See, that's still like basically half a season, so I would put him in play well, but it's up to you.
I put him top of average. I just think like he started off really slow. The only goals he really got was like that hat trick in the FA Cup. Like I think towards the end, I think the last
There's more to the game
month,
goals, and he's played very, very well.
I think the last month or two he's been good, but I just think he's been. I think if you're looking at the other seasons as well, he's been average, and I just think.
I'm going to find out where you put another Chelsea player in a minute, and I'll see.
Okay, you're thinking Werner. Okay, because he's the only other Chelsea player left. Okay.
No.
He just hasn't played. He just hasn't played. Are we actually going to put anyone in awful?
Yeah, Thiago.
Wow. Højbjerg.
Average.
Yeah. Thiago. I'd
go. Poor.
I'd go
his
average.
stats don't back him up, but he's played. I know you would, but
no, because what I'm thinking, I'm going to do this. I think he's had a similar season to Kai Havertz in terms of also he did have an injury for like 2-3 months as well. I think, and then I think the latter stages, like the last 10 games that we needed.
Well, I think Kai Havertz had a better season than him, but not by much.
I would put him in average.
Put him bottom of average then.
I'd put him in average. Thomas Partey didn't really have much of a party with Arsenal. He's actually I tell a lie.
He's played quite well for them.
I tell a lie. He's getting a La Liga medal.
He's played quite well for them.
Has he?
It's undermined because of where Arsenal are in the table, but he has played quite well for them.
I don't know, poor.
I don't know. Definitely not. No. Lowest at average. Trust me. He's played really well.
I don't know. I don't really know. I don't. I'll put average. I think
it's just because he's surrounded by shit players.
Injuries though. Injuries as well. Like hasn't helped. Willian.
Oh. If you're gonna chuck one in awful, just do it.
I'm just trying to think. Is there anyone else? But maybe I'd probably put Ake just because he hasn't played.
He has played, but
he's played like 5-10 games. I swear. Let me have a look. Ake. Nathan Ake. He used to play for Farnell. Didn't know that. He's made 10. He's had 10 appearances. That's not enough for me to be an awful. That's enough for me to be an awful. I'm putting Ake in awful. Right. Willian.
He's got a Champions League medal and a Premier League medal to, for doing nothing.
Exactly. Willian. Actually, I'll say that he did score in his debut in that 5-2 loss. But Willian. Awful. Poor. Yeah. He's had he had a good game against Fulham at the start of the season. That was about it. Okay, here we go. This is where you're like, I'm just to decide where you put Werner. Where would you? Do you want to know where I would put Werner? Do you want to know where I'll put Werner before you tell me where you think you would put Werner?
I'll put Werner.
Do you want me to tell you where I would put Werner first because you were interested?
Go on.
I'll put him in average as well.
It's annoying because he's been their most goal contributed player in the Chelsea squad, but his numbers would have been ridiculous if he scored. His numbers would be ridiculous if he put in his sitters, but they're not. But I'll put him in average just because of how many chances he's missed.
I'll put him a bit higher in average. I'll put him above Ziyech, but yeah. Right, Castagna. I'd say average.
Yeah.
And then finally for Farner, it's at least I'd say it's played well. He has I'd say he has a chance to be in signings of the season, but I'd go. He's done very well. He has done very well for Leicester.
Yeah, but not a signing of the season.
Well, for the fee they got him for how young he is as well. He's up there. He is up there. I wouldn't
Well, I'm
disagree.
happy with what we've done.
Yeah, this was pretty easy. This is actually pretty easy. I thought this was gonna be a bit. I was also hoping there'd be a couple more, but I guess these were all the major ones. But yeah, okay, that is where we are gonna end our podcast, ladies and gentlemen. If you did enjoy, leave a like on the video, subscribe down below, and hit the notification bell so you know when the next episode goes live. Let us know. Did you agree with our omissions from the England squad? Did you agree with our tier list of the Premier League signings this season? Let us know in the comments below. Anyway, I have been Joe.
I've been Charlie.
And thank you again for watching. And we'll see you all in the next episode. Take care, everyone.
In a bit.